Now we'll take a look at how the techniques involved in separating a solid liquid mixture. Okay, so there are quite a few techniques involved: filtration, evaporation to dryness, crystallization, and simple distillation. Four techniques involved. And this for this separating the solid liquid mixture, okay, is actually dependent on mainly two criteria. Number one, it is first dependent on whether the solid is able to dissolve in the liquid. So if the solid is able to dissolve, there will be a certain group of techniques that will be used. But if the solid is unable to dissolve or insoluble in the liquid, then there will be only one technique that you'll be using. Okay, the second criteria to determine what separation technique to use is you need to be clear about what do you want to obtain from the mixture. Okay, do you want the solid or do you want the liquid? Okay, so depending on which component you want, it will also have it will also decide, or it will have play a part in us deciding which separation technique that we'll be using. Okay, so let's take a look at filtration. All right, when do we use filtration? Filtration is used when you have a solid and liquid mixture, but the solid is unable to dissolve in the liquid. So it will mean the particles of the solid will remain of a very large size. Okay, and that's the reason why filtration will be sufficient to do its job. Okay, you can also perform filtration when you have a solid mixture. We already talked about it earlier on. Okay, using suitable solvents. So you add the suitable solvent, and then one of the solid dissolve, the other does not, and then filtration is used as a step number 2. So this is a repeat from earlier on. Okay, but shall we just take a look at purely insoluble solid and liquid mixture over there? So how does filtration work? Okay, so see, this is a simple diagram to explain my point across. So I have a mixture of solid and liquid here. Then you can tell the solid is actually insoluble. Okay, so the particles of the solid are very big. Okay, so you will pass it through what we call a filter funnel with filter paper folded on it. Okay, and this filter paper, right, a little bit of background, it contains small holes. Okay, whereby it allows small particles to pass through the paper, but large particles will get stuck on the filter paper. Okay, so first we will pour the mixture through a filter. Step 2, the small particles will pass through, but the large particles will not. And the large particles, they are all stuck on the filter paper. They are given a special name. Okay, they are known as the residue. Okay, so you need to know this word, this term over here. All right. What about the liquid that passes through the filter paper? It can be collected maybe in a conical flask, a beaker, etc. But we have a special name for it. It's called the filtrate. Okay, so you will need to take note of the name of the solid and the liquid that is actually being collected during a filtration process. So, does filtration have any industrial application? Yes, we actually apply filtration on a pretty large scale, especially when we are trying to remove insoluble solids from drinking water. And you see a lot of filtration techniques that are being applied in our daily life, removing tea leaves from tea, or even the sugarcane auntie who is selling sugarcane juice. Okay, she will actually have a sieve or a kind of that acts as a filter to filter away the shreds of sugarcane from your sugarcane drink.